All right. Now Clark says I can go as late as I want. So just so you know, it's 9:30 at night here in the Caribbean, okay? And a long time ago, when I say a long time ago, I'm talking about 40 years ago. We used to do something called Animal House. It never started till 9:30 at night. And Rich knows exactly what I'm talking about. So does Steve, so does Don, Clark, some of the old timers. And so, it was fun. Some of my favorite memories, you get with the leaders. And so I want to kind of do two things tonight. I want to kind of break my talk into two things: production, and then the short game, because you need income. You got to pay your bills, you got to pay your car payment, you got to keep the mortgage going, you need money to invest. And then of course the long game, which is attraction. You got to do them both. You got to do them both at once. So, man, and of course you have incredible leaders with Gary and Jennifer Meek and Steve Hillier and Rich Hendrickson and Clark Cadana and Don Peach and just everybody. The Wurglers, what they did was incredible. Good job. That was really awesome, Kevin. And you guys just killed it out there. I was so impressed. That a speaker who said, what was it? I escaped death twice, or what was the name? What was the name of his book, Kevin? It was catchy.
The name of his book is Saved Twice.
Saved twice. And boy, he told the best harrowing animal survival story of all time. Let's just say he tangled for hours with a mountain lion. And wow, I mean, there were 100 of us at that client appreciation, and you could hear a pin drop. And when he made a kind of a movement, we all jumped. I almost flipped out of my chair. It was incredible. That guy is a real storyteller. But you had to be there, get his book, Saved Twice, so good. But tonight I want to do a little bit about production, because I think if everyone had 3, 4, 5 homes in escrow, you'd be feeling better about yourself, right? And when you have nothing in escrow, you're like the professional beater upper society. You're like your number one booster, right? Like, I'm such a loser. What's wrong with me? And you get down on yourself and you beat yourself up. And you guys are worried about Hamas and Al Qaeda and the Houthis or whatever. You don't need to worry about the Houthis. You don't worry about Hamas. You are the head of this terrorist organization, and you're tearing yourself down, beating yourself up. And we all have kids. A lot of us have kids. I mean, I know Rich has a couple beautiful daughters he would give his life for. And I'm telling you right now, you would want to hear them talk to themselves the way we talk to ourselves sometimes. And we'd like, no, sweetheart, no, your son, your daughter. And yet we get down on ourselves. So A, quit being so hard on yourself. B, I get it. You can't also give yourself a pass. But sometimes you gotta dig deep, and you gotta crawl for it. And then you gotta start walking for it, then jogging for it, then you run. But I would say this, when it gets to production, it's in the low tide moments you find out what you're made out of. And this is that moment. I got in real estate 30 years ago in the 90s, and it was a low tide moment. And Rich suckered me into real estate. He's always getting me into stuff, and gave me a mag flashlight and had me show homes that they were boarded up and water leaking in the family room. I just thought that was normal. I thought, isn't this how everyone shows real estate? And I didn't realize that that was not normal. And that's how bad it was in Sacramento. I mean, we sold HUD homes for years. If you had $500 in a job, just pick one out, please buy it and fix it. And so, and I struggled. I was thinking about my first 6 months. I sold 3 homes in 6 months. I was not committed. So I think my message to you today is, if you want to shift gears, if you're stuck in first gear and you're like, I'm not selling homes right now, you got to do some soul searching, and you got to go, you know what? Be honest with yourself. I am not committed. And that's what it was. I went to a guy named Kevin. Rich remembers Kevin and Darren. I went to Kevin, and he was our broker of record. And I said, it's just not working for me. I don't get it. What am I doing wrong? I was 30 years old. And he says, man, you just got to get people in your car. And obviously COVID wasn't going on back then. It was like 1997. He goes, you got to get people in your car. You just got to show them property, man. If you'll go out and show property every day, you'll be writing offers every week. If you're writing offers every week, you'll be selling homes, you know, every month. And so, I started working. Of course, I wasn't focused on showing property every day, but I kind of got the message. Well, how do I do that? And he goes, that's your problem. And Tony Robbins said, he said he spent 45, 50 years interviewing the most successful people in the world. He says, what made him that way? Was it their intellect? Was it Harvard, Yale, Stanford, Princeton, Cambridge, Oxford? He said, nope. He said the differentiator was hunger. And every single case, which was encouraging to me because I was a C student. I was like a 2.3 GPA. I never cut class. I studied all the time and I had tutors. And I remember graduating from high school getting turned down by a state college, which they don't turn people down. I was turned down twice, Chico State. And they said I tested at an 8th grade reading level. So somehow I graduated from high school having never read a book. And I just was a poor reader. And now I've published several books. I'm writing my third right now. Is if Mrs. Anderson could see me now, she'd be proud of me. But so, it's hunger. And I did have the hunger. And he says, you just got to figure that part out. And I did. I see, he goes, how do I do it? He goes, you got to will it to happen. You just need to will it. If you'll take them out looking at real estate, they're going to see things that excite them and they'll want to buy. So here's a great thing for you. I would say Pam, Denise, Dee, Nathan, Ruth, Deborah, let's go look at 1 or 2 homes this weekend. I know you're not ready to buy for a year because some people are like, well, I don't know if I'm ready to buy for a year. Interest rates are high. $2 million is a lot of money. $5 million is a lot of money. 200,000 is a lot of money. You know that $200,000 is a lot of money. It's as much as 2 million if you've never spent 200,000. I mean, buying your first little condo for $250,000 is scary as heck. Yeah, it's just a little condo for $200,000, $250,000. It's scary as heck if they've never done it. It's as scary as buying a $2.5 million house in Tempe or wherever you live. And so it's scary to them. So I said here, and I think a lot of people will teach you to isolate, restate, and overcome. That's a typical sales ploy. And that works great if you're selling copiers or some sort of an item, but this is a relationship. And so what I learned to do is just put my arm around them and say, hey, no problem. You can buy a home in a year, no problem. But let me show you 1 or 2 homes in Sun City or, Sun City West or in Tempe or in Roseville or in Elk Grove. I did all my showings in Elk Grove. Let me show you 1 or 2 homes. That way, a year from now, 8 months from now, a year and a half ago, when you're really ready to spend $2.5 million, you'll have a baseline. You'll have something to compare it to, and you'll be a more educated, more intelligent buyer. And that makes sense to people. So I was able to get people out looking past their defenses of interest rates are too high. I go, of course, yeah, you can buy a year and a half from now, a year from now. What I'd like to do, Clark, what I'd like to do, Diana, what I'd like to do, Pitt, is just show you 1 or 2 homes, show you the best money can buy for $400,000. The best money can buy for $4 million. Same script, change the dollar amount. And it'll take me 10 minutes a house. So you get 10 minutes to, times 2. You get 20 minutes to look at 2 houses. We'll zip out to wherever and I'll show you 2 homes. Take you 10 minutes a house. I got that. I said, good, we'll have some fun. I'm going to show you what you can get for $800,000. So I'm going to show you what you can get for $1.3 million. I'm going to show you what you can get for $300,000. I started doing that. And everyone write this down. Everybody write this down. This is worth coming tonight. If they look, they buy. How do I know? Ever been to Costco? Yep. Mrs. Wergler smiling. I saw you nod. You think I don't watch you? I watch you. I don't watch Kevin. I'm watching you. And so basically, you ever been to Sam's Club? You walk in for pickles, peanut butter jelly, and whatever it is you're buying, and you walk out of there with a trampoline, right? I mean, you used to go to the grocery store. You never went home with the trampoline. You don't go home with a couch. You don't go home with a tent. Well, God, that tent's there. It'd be fun. We can go camping as a family. The most expensive store you'll ever go to is Costco or Sam's Club, man. I mean, you come home with a surround sound entertainment system for $1,800. It's normally 5,000, but what a deal. And so if people look, they tend to buy. And I found that to be true in my real estate career. If I could just get them out looking, they go, oh my gosh, I love it. We want to make an offer on this right now. So that's number one. That's how you get them out looking. I just want to show you one or two homes and you kind of get them excited. You kind of become their guy. You kind of become their gal, so to speak, right? You're their person. And then I always did, I would say, Pam, I'm going to put you down for 9 a.m. every Saturday morning. I'm going to take you out for the next 2 or 3 Saturdays. I'm tell you what, I'm going to find your dream home. Jen, I'm going to put you down for 11 a.m. every Saturday morning. This is your spot. Same time, same place, same bat channel. And I promise you within 2 or 3 weekends, I'm going to find you your dream home. You know, so I'm not saying 2 or 3 months, 2 or 3 years. I'm planting the thought, which I truly believe. I don't need 2 or 3 months or 2 or 3 years. They're telling me I want a 2,500 square foot single story home under 500,000 in these cities. And I'm showing it to them. I'm showing them what they want. And I expect them to make a deal. And like, well, I didn't really like any of the prices. Well, let's offer 100,000 less on all 5 homes and see who the motivated seller is. Will the real bachelor please stand up? Right? Will the real bachelorette please stand up? And so, like these prices don't look good. Well, of course they don't. They're not going to just say, "Oh, I'll take 900,000 on my $1 million house. Let's offer 850 and see who will drop to 9." See, I'll earn my money as your agent, and the buyers appreciated hearing that. And then, of course, when you show property, I learned to show the worst homes first and the best homes last. I literally like 5 properties or 7 properties. Where's the worst home? That's the first one I'm showing. Where's the next ugliest home? That's this one. You guys get rid of them. Don't get rid of ugly homes. That should be your first home. You want to show an ugly $5 million home. I call them attitude adjustments. They're like, are you kidding me? I go, I'm sure we'll do better. And then you go to one that's okay, and you show them that, like, oh, this is way better. And you go, you have 5 more. And you show them another one, number 3 ugliest home. You show them that one, like, oh, wow, yeah, this is way better. And I go, yeah. And you know what's coming. They always ask me, can I see the next ones? No, it's a surprise. Just follow me. You guys email too much stuff. It's all a surprise. And then I get to the 4th one. They're like, oh my gosh, we love it. This is incredible. And then I get to the 5th one. They're like over the moon excited. I create this crescendo of momentum. Now, you number them. Say you have 7, 1, 2, 3, these are the ugliest homes. And you literally number them. I rank them. I go, this one's okay. This one's not bad. This one's okay. This one's middle of the road. This one's middle of the road. But 5, 6, and 7 of the 7, the last 3, these are pretty good. Well, what's the best one? This one. This one by far is the shiny penny. That's number 7. Or if you only have 6 properties, that's number 6. And you circle it in the upper hand corner. Now, this one's close. This will give them a run for the money. If it's a horse, that's number 5. Or if you're showing 7 properties, that's number 6. So you literally write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I rank them. I never show more than 7 properties. Well, I have 14. I will research them. I'll say, look, I looked this one up. It backs up to the 405. Do you want semis in your backyard every morning? No, I don't. And I draw a line through it. I write freeway across it. I'm off the hook. This one is right down the road from low-income housing. Do you want to live by those apartments? Because at Christmas time, they will shop in your garage. Isn't that redlining? Totally. All right. Anyways, but I write low-income housing across there or whatever. I don't know. Maybe I didn't just say what I said, but I literally go through and tell them this one, they found a dead body in it 2 weeks ago. You know what? I'm kidding about that. But I will. I'm kidding. I would not do that. But if I know, like I've had some in Granite Bay, like, why is the price so good? This is Granite Bay. For those of you who don't know, Granite Bay is one of the best communities in Sacramento. And I go, what you can't see in the pictures, because the agent's not dumb, is in this backyard. I looked it up on Google Earth, and I thought it was that street. And this backyard or power lines that go up 300 feet in the air, and you literally can hear the electricity going through those power lines standing in the backyard. It's like zap, and it's it's your kids will come out weird. You don't want to live there. And they go, no, I don't want to live there. It's like Godzilla power lines coming through, ripping down the power lines. Is that what you want? No, I don't want that. Power lines, water tank. What you can't see here is a 400-foot in diameter water tank they hide with bushes. I know this neighborhood, water tank property. If that thing ever blew or gave, you would literally drowned. And I'm going to find reasons to get rid of them. Okay. This one's in a floodplain. And I could take 14 and get it down to 7 every time. And then sometimes I've had them give you, Brent, they give me 21. Okay, I get it down to 14. I go, we're looking at 7 on Saturday and 7 on Sunday. I never show more than 7, and I rank them all the same. You want to have, well, I'll show the 7 worst ones on Saturday and the 7 better ones on Sunday. Nope. I take 7 and 7. I'm showing horrible. Like if it says, hey, the owners had cats, cats did their business in the house. It's not too bad. We'll give a $20,000 credit for flooring. Can you guys help me like translate what that means? It means there's a strong smell of ammonia. It means your eyes will water from the cat urine. Some of you are like, oh, no, 3, no. Yes, I say yes. That's how you sell houses. You make your clients go. I do it all the time. It's so funny. $2 million house. We're going to the cat house. I love smoker houses and cat houses. They're the best ones. I don't care if it's 300,000 or 3 million or 13 million. I look for the fixer uppers. Bring your tool belt. Handyman special. That's number 1. And they're so freaked out. I've had them pull up and go, no, 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 we can't go in. I go, oh, Paul Tar, we're going in. Ruth Murray, we're going in. No, I do not want to go. And I go, Paul, Pitt, Rich, Denise, Marsh, we have to go in. What do you mean I have to go in? They have cleaned their house. They have got the dogs at the dog sitter. They have done laundry. They have made the beds. I mean, if we don't go in, they will call my broker and they'll call the Department of Real Estate. I'm telling you, if you had cleaned your house for hours, the people pull up and drive away, would you be a little offended as a seller? I go, we'll just do a quick 60 seconds. I know it's waiting for us. I've had to, fleas are waiting for us. It's the best. But we go in and you look at the horrible homes first, and then they get better, better, better. I sell a home the first time I show property every single time. And so is that a gimmick? No. I want them, if you show them 5 beautiful homes, you ever done it? I can't decide. They're all beautiful. Why? Because you didn't give any different defining characteristics. There's no differentiation. They don't appreciate the $5 million homes because they all were beautiful. Don't just get rid of the ugly ones. Show them. Start there and then make it better, better, then end with the best. And that's creating momentum when you show a property. It's a very good thing to do. But it may mean this. If you number them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you may go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It makes like an asterisk. You guys would go, well, I'm going to put it into my Tesla car and I'm going to geo plot the best, most economical way to show property. I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 back at the office. And it's the least amount of driving, but you'll show property for half a year because you'll start off with some really good properties and it gets worse and worse and worse. Then you end up with 1 or 2 duds and like, we're depressed. We'll call you later. Now, the other thing I like to do is they go, do not show us homes over 700,000. And you look, you got okay homes, you know it. So I got one, it's 750. Fold it in half, put it in my little emergency backup. I call it emergency backup showing. And when they hate, you ever show them property, something like we hate everything. I was looking at cabins for my family in Lake Tahoe. And I figured, between 6 to 7 million, we should get something beautiful. And they were all 1970s, 80s shag carpet, smelt like slobbering dogs. I was shocked as a consumer. This just happened last year. And it smelt like St. Bernard's, looked like St. Bernard's. These homes were terrible for 6 to 7 million. Probably what I'm looking for is $10 million. Did my agent, who was an EXP agent, have a $10 million home backed up? No. Why? Because he listened to me. I said, don't show me homes past 60. Can I afford a $10 million home? I can afford a $20 million home. I just don't want to spend 20 million or 15 million or even 10 million. I really don't want to spend 6 or 7 million, but I do want a cabin for our family. And so did he do this? No, no one taught him. Well, Brent, come on, it's ridiculous. It's 3 million over. Oh, if he'd have shown me what I really wanted, which is I probably would have put an offer in it. I probably to start at 8 million. That'd come back at, 9,750,000, maybe dropped a quarter mil. I'd have gone up to 9 million and they would have maybe dropped down to half a million, down to 9,500,000. I'd gone up to maybe 9,250,000 and they might have taken it. They might not have. They might have had another offer come in. I said, to hell with it, give them 10 million. I might have jumped up 3 million just like that. Because it's the house I want. Well, that's you. No, 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 no. I've sold 14 homes in a month. That's everybody. That's okay. It's not everybody, but it's a lot of buddies, right? You just tell them, look, okay, yeah, you're not going to get your 450. It's going to cost you five. It's an extra 50 grand. Pitt, if someone pays an extra $50,000, how much in today's money roughly is that equate to in payment? I'm not putting any spot, but if they pay an extra 50 grand, how much is it per thousand? And you guys, can multiply it roughly, real rough.
About $600.
Okay, so it's an extra $600 for 50 grand. Okay. So how much is that per thousand? Do we know what would that be per thousand? Anybody know what that is? 600 divided by 50?
$110.
$110 per thousand. Is that okay? There you go. There you go. So if it's 10,000 using that formula, right? Then it's about $11,000 extra. I mean, 11, I'm doing the math wrong. Yeah, I don't think, what am I doing wrong? I'm doing something wrong there with the calculation. If it's 10,000 extra, what's that bring it in at? $100, right?
Yep. 110.
110 per 10,000. There we go. There we go. That's right. I was thinking per thousand. So let's say it is 50,000 more. I go, okay, so you're gonna have to pay an extra $600 a year for this house. I mean, a month, right? An extra $600 a month. Is it worth it to you, $600 to have this house? Or would you rather give everything up for $600 a month? And then plus they get the tax benefits, right, of that and everything. You just got to talk to people about payment. It's not 50,000, it's $600 extra a month. And then of course with the tax benefits, what do you think the tax break on the 600 a month would be, Pitt? Any ideas?
You mean tax break for interest write-off?
For the mortgage, yeah, the interest write-off. I mean, it depends on.
I think little. I think you've done this so many times, and I've seen you do it, where you talk to people in such a great way about their payment, and most agents shy away from that, and you go right for the jugular because it's what's in people's mind, right?
Yep, yep. So I'll say, look, yeah, your payment would have been, we'll say, I'm going to give you an amount. It would have been 3,500 a month, and now it's 4,100 a month. But guess what? Your tax savable income, when someone has a 4,000 a month mortgage payment, Pitt, what kind of tax benefits have you seen that give them on a monthly break if they have a mortgage payment of say 4,000 a month roughly?
I always tell them that you have to talk to your CPA, but I love that 20% thing. Use about 20% of it and take that number to your accountant, and they always have a great conversation.
Yeah. So $200 per thousand, is that roughly?
Sure.
So 4,000, right? So that would be 2,468, $800 a month. Now talk to your CPA. Pitt is correct because you say, well, Brent Gove, Kevin Wergler, Pam Tracy said I would save 800 a month. I said no. I said talk to your CPA about how much you're going to save. That's what I said. I said it could be as much as $800 a month. So let's take 800 off that payment of 4,100, and now it's back down to what? 3,300 a month is what it's actually going to cost you with the tax benefits. I sell on payment all the time, and it is. Anybody know the date today?
It's a foolish day.
It
April
is
1st.
April.
April
So-
Fools.
So here's the deal. The home's vacant. We're going to motivate the seller to take this. We're going to close in 12 days. We're going to close on like the 13th or 14th of April. Home's vacant. Seller's going to love it. But your payment is not going to be May 1st. It's going to be June 1st. We're going to make sure we work with Pitt and structure it so the payment is June 1st. Can you still do something like that, Pitt, if they talk to you?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm going to hand you the keys April 14th, but you don't make a payment till next June. It's not even late till June 15th. So you go there 2 months for free. 2 months for free. And so I do this all the time. I'm constantly telling them when their first payment is. The key to that is closing after the 10th of any month and then communicating to the loan officer like Pitt. So, and you got to talk to Pitt first, but usually the 10th will do it. Pitt, am I still accurate on that? Is it typically, it depends upon situations, but usually after the 10th, you can push it out for a good 50 days. Is that about right?
You still got it, Brent. You still got the juice. You could go sell a house tomorrow.
I haven't sold a house in 6 years, but this is the stuff I did that helped me sell thousands.
Yeah.
And so I would say, okay, so we're going to close May 12th. I'm going to hand you the keys on May 12th. When's your payment? July 1st. Right? I did that right? You know, May, June, July. Yeah. So you're May 12th, you'll be there the rest of the month of May, all the month of June. It's due on the 1st, but not even late till July 15th. So May 12th to July 15th is 63 days. It's important to people. And I go, that payment, you don't have to make it, and you don't have to make the next month's payment. And then on the 15th, you'll make your first payment. It's not even late. As long as you get it in by the 15th of July, is not considered late. There's no late payment and there's no ding on the credit. Still right? Give me a thumbs up if I'm doing it all right, Pitt. I'll just make sure nothing's changed. And so, and I said, here's what we're gonna do. You found 3 and you can't decide. We're writing on all 3. The average price of these homes are $650. We're gonna go in $550 in all 3 of them. And we're gonna find the motivated seller. Will the motivated seller please stand up? Agents would never do this. I'm gonna do it. I'm going to expire one offer at 5 p.m. The next offer is going to expire at 7 p.m. And the next offer is going to expire at 9 p.m. When the 5 o'clock offer expires, I'll send one at 5:01. When the 7 o'clock, and they got 2 hours to present my offer. That's like 2 hours more than they need, by the way. And then at 7:01, here goes the third offer. They got till 9. You guys give them 3 days. You need to give them 10 minutes. You need to shorten it up. And so what I do is I copy and I go, Kevin Wergler, here's the offer highlights. I put offer highlights on Champagne Court. 12-day close, as is in all caps. If they're putting down 3.5%, 5% down, and it's $20,000 down and then $10,000 in closing us, $30,000 EMD. Most people put up little tiny earnest money deposits. It's so think about it. If you put in 10 and you need 30, then at close you bring in 20. Why not just bring it all in up front? Doesn't cost you anything, but it makes you look amazing. I'll give you an example. Let's say you get 2 offers, all things being equal. One has a $10,000 earnest money, the other has 30. Who's more earnest? Well, the 30, of course. Now, the one who did 10 could have done it, but they don't have a good agent. You're a good agent. So you explain to them, well, then it's at risk. Do you plan on losing the $10,000? Well, no, never. Have you ever lost them? Never. Well, you're not going to lose their 30. Okay, you're not going to lose their 30. And so it may scare some of you, but you put up to 10, my client's going to put up 30. I did a VA no-no on a $600,000 sale now one time. It was $600,000 in the Promontory. Now, Pitt knows where the Promontory is. Steve knows where the Promontory is. Diana knows where it is. It's a very nice neighborhood in El Dorado Hills, right? Between Folsom and El Dorado Hills, called the Promontory. I love it. At one point, I wanted to live there myself. And it was during bank repo days. I mean, the homes there are a few $1 million now minimum, but it was $600,000 for this home with the pool. It was amazing. They had 3 cash offers, 2 conventional offers, and me. My guy was a Navy guy. VA no. No money down, no closing costs. I got the deal. You know why I got the deal? Because we closed that thing fast. I think we did a VA no-no in 21 days, which is fast. You can't do it in 12, but we did it some, I don't know how we did it back in the day. But I go, do you have any money? They don't need money. It's a VA no-no. I go, do you have any money? They go, yeah, we got about 60 grand. Good. We're putting up $60,000 on a VA no-no. They don't need any money. And I asked the listing agent, I said, hey, what's the most earnest money you got? Oh, we have one for 10,000, one for 15. I go, well, we're so serious. We're putting up $60,000. We have 60,000 reasons. Earnest money is reasons. We have 20,000 reasons to perform in the next 12 days. Write that down. We have 30,000 reasons, 60,000 reasons to perform in the next 12 days. Or in my case, 21 days. We're so serious. Are we burn the ships in the harbor? You want to sell to us. Let me ask you a question, Dawn. As a listing agent, you ever had a deal blow apart last week of the escrow? Then you're starting over. You have to tell your sellers, the sellers are packing up their house. They're going, oh, that's no problem. No, they're upset. Especially if they move to Ohio or move to Utah. And then the home they're buying, they just lost their dream home, by the way, because they need the proceeds to sell their home.
Yep.
I go, how's that feel? Is that terrible?
It
I go,
sucks.
Yep. And I make them feel the relive the pain. Tell me about that. How did the sellers want to sue you, sue the buyers, sue? They was bad, right? Tell me about it. Describe the pain. You don't say it like that. But I go, tell me. I go, so here's the deal. We're putting up $60,000. Everyone's telling you they're serious. We're showing you. There's telling and there's showing. We're showing. We are not playing around here. You want to sell to us because Steve Hillier, we're going to perform. And here's the key. Here's the key, the KO punch. Steve Poltar, Deborah Rose Miller, Gary Meek, Debbie Pastore. When I hang up the phone, Debbie, you're going to get a call from my lender, Pitt Miller. I've known him for decades. He is, without a doubt, the #1 lender in the entire Sacramento area. People admire and look up to him. He's a pillar in the lending community. Is that how you describe your lender? Because that's how I describe. I don't work with anyone else unless they are a pillar. They are superhuman. In fact, I can promise you this, after this transaction, you will want Pitt to be your personal lender. I've never met anyone like him. Let's pretend it was Pam Teresi. I've never met anyone like Pam Teresi. She is without a doubt a 1/10 of 1% loan officer nationwide. There's no one better than Diana Broom. There's no one better than Pam Teresi. There's no one better than Pitt Miller. There's nobody better than Rich Hendrickson. I stake my name on it. I believe it so much we put up a $60,000 earnest money deposit. And he's going to get this loan done in 12 days. And to prove that Pam's going to get it done or Pitt's going to get it done, when I hang up the phone, Debbie, you're going to get a call from them in the next 60 seconds. They're on standby, and they're going to go over FICO scores in detail for Mr. and Mrs. Buyer. They're going to explain what their careers are. They're going to explain how they have W-2s, pay stubs, full 1031, they got everything. They got bank statements. They got verification of employment. All we're going to do is order an appraisal and a rush, and we're done. We could probably close in 9 days. And Pitt or Pam or whoever I'm working with, Diana, is going to explain to you, Debbie Pastore, why we can perform like this. Does that sound good to you, Debbie? Debbie, unmute yourself. Unmute yourself, Debbie.
Sounds great.
How long have you been in real estate, Debbie? Honestly, I really don't know how long you've actually
Oh.
been in real estate.
17 years,
Have you ever had any listings?
all the time.
Have you ever heard a buyer's agent talk to you like the way I just talked to you?
Never.
No, 17 years. How many of you have been trained by someone, and I'm being cocky or arrogant, I'm not an REO agent, didn't have any REOs, I've never done any short sales, was not interested in anything that didn't have a beginning, a middle, and an end that wasn't defined. Short sales were not defined. It was like nailing Jello to a telephone pole. So, me no do short sales, didn't like that. I didn't want to be abused by the banks. So I was able to do 5,000 transactions one at a time, the old fashioned way. I learned a lot along the way. And I'm not being cocky or whatever, but she's never had anyone present to her. Now, my agents, they present every offer that way, every offer. And the listing agents are blown away. They're like, okay, this ought to be fun. They get the phone, 10, 20, 30 seconds. And I text her, go. Now, Pam or Diana or Pitt already has the word Debbie Pastori, Century 21 listing agent on Oak Valley Court in East Roseville. He's already got it. Pam's already got it. And the phone number's printed there. It's not copied. I want them to be driving 90 miles an hour, sipping on an espresso, and this go send. They just go, boop, this boop. They just touch their iPhone and it calls the number. They don't have to go, Buddy sent me a picture of the MLS. They're driving through traffic and I got the wrong number. I'm gonna get in an accident. They die. Don't do that. You take the time to be organized. They touch. It irritates me to know when people don't give it to me that way, because I'm going 90 miles an hour in and out of traffic, sipping on an espresso, having a Big Mac. Okay, so you got to think of your loan officer, their Taco Bell. Touch. And I want it easy. And I say, Pitt, I'm presenting this offer to Debbie Pastori. And I don't care what you're doing, Pitt. I'm telling you right now, if we're going to work together, you will step up and away from taking a loan application with a $5 million buyer and say, I just have a short emergency. I'll be back in like 2 minutes. It's a very positive thing. I coach my LOs. This is exciting news, but I'm sorry I have to step up just for 1 second here. I'll be right back. Step out of that office, go in the hallway, boop. And then it just calls Debbie Pastori and go, hey, Debbie, this is Pitt Miller. This is Pam Teresi. This is Dana Broom. How are you today? First of all, Debbie, unmute yourself. Are you shocked that I said you will hear from my loan officer in the next 60 seconds? How often has that ever happened? Has a LO called you within 60 seconds of the offer being presented to you in 17 years?
Never.
You have to usually, where's the phone number? Go through voicemail, hail at Wells Fargo, Guild, Chase, and please call me back. And then the ultimate sin by a loan officer. Rich would do this all the time. No, I'm kidding. Rich is my college roommate. I tease him. They would say, well, I can't tell you their FICO scores. It's against it's illegal for me to divulge the credit. I need to first get approval from my client. Well, that is a major red flag for anyone in the business. If they say, I can't tell you the FICO scores, that's code for they're so bad I don't want to tell you, right? Any savvy listing agent knows exactly what that means. I go, and I even make fun of them. I go, Debbie, we're going to tell you what the FICO scores are. Doesn't that drive you crazy, Debbie? We're going to give you Mr. and Mrs. FICO scores. We're going to tell you everything. We are ready to close. We're going to order that appraisal in a rush, and we're done. We're not worried about the appraisal. If it's short, we'll figure it out. We'll come up with the cash. We'll do whatever. I'll give up my entire commission, whatever I got to do. We make it happen. We get it done. Well, I don't want to give up my commission. You're not going to have to. We're going to figure it out, guys. And so she's okay. The phone rings and she is blah, 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 blah. She gets off that call 1 or 2 minutes later. She's blown away. Like that buyer's agent, sharp. The LO, loan officer, sharp. And she hasn't been treated like that. She may have other offers. And I go, and I'll go to Debbie. I'll go, Debbie, so how many offers do you have? Let's pretend you have 7 offers. Tell me you have 7.
7 offers.
How many of them are putting up a $30,000 EMD, earnest money deposit?
None of them.
How many wrote as is in all caps, like a first grader on page 1 of the contract saying, we will buy this thing as is. We will ask your seller to fix nothing. How many of them did that?
Not on the front page.
Yep.
There were a couple
anywhere.
that would put it, they every now
Oh, a
and
few
then
of
they
them do it. A few of the
But
savvy.
then they would still do an inspection and
Okay, that's good. That's good. So they're buying it as is.
Yeah.
And then how many of them are doing 0 loan contingency, 0 appraisal contingency, and 3 days for an inspection contingency? How many of them are doing that?
in 17 years, maybe 2.
Okay. And how about you had 7 offers on this property? How many of these people are doing that?
None,
But me, right?
but just you.
Yep, just me, exactly. Because they're all telling you how bad they want, but who's showing you, Debbie? I keep falling back on that.
Yeah.
And I say, so here's the deal. We're as is. And now you mentioned you have an all cash. One of those 7 offers is cash, and which is good. I'll give you that. How quick? What's your fastest close? Be honest. If you have 7 offers, what do you typically say for a fast close? And what do you see typically?
14 days.
Yeah.
Probably the fastest with cash.
So I'm gonna send you an addendum, drop ours to 9. 12's too slow. We're gonna drop it 9. Debbie, would you like to get paid in 9 days?
My clients would like to be moved in 9 days.
Absolutely. But come on, Debbie, admit it. Would you mind
Yes.
getting a check in 9 days? Me
Of
either. I'm
course.
so excited. Let's go. And then, of course, tell your clients they're going to get their proceeds in 9 days. And she goes, well, Brent, they live in the house. They're not ready to move for like 45 days. I've been telling everyone to write 45-day escrows. Say that to me. But Brent might say it. We're going to role
We
play.
need 45 days here where they have to still pack and get out of
So
the
this
house.
this 12-day close is kind of a negative, right? Tell
Yeah,
me this.
in this
Okay,
case,
how about we do this? How about we close in 12 and we give them 45 days to move out rent free?
that would be awesome.
This is easy stuff. This is like child's play. And I go, and security deposit, we will not ask for one. The home is spectacular. And so I'm doing an addendum right now. We're going to let the seller stay. Now, you should be talking to the listing agent. Talk, communication. You should already be in your offer. You already know she wants a 45-day escrow. She told the other order takers, I'll put 45 days because they listened to Debbie. My client said, we are not closing for 45 days. We want a 60-day escrow and a 45-day escrow. We cannot. I go, no. Just because you close. Well, what if they trash the house? Been doing this for almost 30 years. No one's ever trashed the house. Now, have I bought from Hell's Angels or a bunch of college students at Sac State? No. If they were those kind of meth lab people, I probably wouldn't write an offer like that, but that's not the properties I'm involved in. Okay. And it's just never, and honestly, 17 years of doing this year, perfect. You are perfect, Debbie. What is the average earnest money deposit you typically, no, I'm sorry, security deposit, when someone does a rent back, when they allow a rent back, what do you think is the average security deposit? We're talking that a buyer will ask the seller leave so that the home is in the same general condition as when they bought it to make sure nothing's scratched or nothing's out of place. Average security deposit. What do you think in 17 years?
If there was any, a lot of times if they want it bad enough, there won't be any, but they'll usually try and figure out what their mortgage payment and make it like
No,
1 or
not the
2
rent
months.
back. Not the rent back, the
No,
security.
I'm talking about the security deposit. They would make
Okay,
it
all
like
right.
2 months worth of expenses or the cost of their
The
loan, because they'll
mortgage.
have to pay a mortgage on it with the
Okay,
seller's
so
still in it.
it's two different things I've seen. My 30 years, they'll it's handled differently. Like, hey, my new payments $3,500 a month, so or say 3,000 just to make it easy. And there's 30 days, so I want $100 a day, and they're staying for
I've seen
45 days.
that, $100 a day.
So I want $4,500 of rent back, and then I'll take a $1,500 security deposit. It's typically what I see, maybe 2,000, maybe 1,000.
Yeah.
I've asked people, hey, why did you choose us, Debbie? I go, when it got down to it, the offers were very similar, but the other buyer asked for a $1,200 security deposit, and you guys didn't ask for one. So I mean, if you were selling and one person you have to set aside $1,200 in an escrow account at the title company, and the other one didn't, who would you pick, you guys? And so they'll pick the one like, but what's wrong with the house? Well, you would have only gotten $1,200. Are you with me? And I think, but yeah, I get this rent back money. Let's go the rent back money. I tell my buyer, do you want a little rent back money, or do you want your dream home? Do you want to raise your kids and your grandkids in Sunrise West and in Granite Bay, El Dorado Hills? This is small potatoes. And here's what happens is they go 100 a day. That's crazy. I've lived in this house for 10 years. My payment is 45 a day. I'm not paying 100 a day. Let's do a counter offer. What if sign this offer, but we'll do counter back at 45 a day and we have a deal. Now, when they're preparing the counter offer, guess what happens? Here comes another offer, because offers have what? Babies. And so here comes an offer. Now all bets are off. And then here's another and another and another and another. And all of a sudden, what you could have got for possibly 10,000 under goes 20,000 over. And that $3,000 worth of rent back money now costs you $30,000 in house payment. The dumbest thing you could ever ask for is rent back money or security deposit money. It's the most irresponsible thing you could do. A 30-day escrow, a 45-day escrow, irresponsible. Everything I've said, closing in 12 days doesn't cost you anything. Extra EMD does not cost you anything. Buying it as is, you're buying it as is anyway. It doesn't cost you anything. Now letting them stay past close and not charging for rent back. You can say, well, that cost me something. Fine. But how many homes have you not gotten because you asked for $1,200, $1,800 of rent money, $2,500 of rent money? You got to think about these things. And so, do you want some rent money? Do you want some handyman repairs? I mean, we want these 16 things fixed: a leaky faucet, a cracked tile, a broken sprinkler, and the seller's, nah, we're not doing anything. Might as well put it in the contract. We'll buy this sucker as is. I've had sellers say, we took the offer, it was 5,000 less than our best offer, but you guys were willing to buy it as is, and we just felt better about it, and we took your offer. You want to give the sellers reasons to say yes. Debbie's nodding her head like a pro. She's like, he's absolutely right. What are some of your thoughts about if you got an offer like this that closed quick, you got paid, seller gets proceeds, they get to move 30 days later, stay rent-free, no security deposit. We get a big bouquet of flowers. We would get a bottle of wine. There's so much good mojo between the buyer and the seller when you write an offer like this. And
Yeah.
Debbie's going to love working with me. And then if you're smart, you go, Debbie, by the way, you don't know about this. And this is true in Sacramento. John Jennings has 35 listings about to come on the market. And I tell her, my partner, and if you're in Sacramento, John Jennings is your partner. It's your partner at EXP. We have 35 listings about to hit the market. And if you see any listing with the letters EXP, like Jennifer Meek behind her on that wall, it says EXP. If you're writing an offer, you text me and go, do you know Nathan Amato? I go, totally know Nathan. Do you know Steve Hilliard? Oh, yeah. Do you know Kevin Wigler? Know him really well. Do you know Don Peach? Absolutely. And if I don't, I'll get to them. But what I'll do for you, Debbie, is when you write on an EXP listing, I'm going to call them and tell them they'd be crazy not to take you. In fact, I'm gonna lobby for them to take your offer. Would you like that, Debbie? How often does that happen, right?
Right.
Right. So as a 17-year veteran, and Kevin Wigler, how long you been in real estate now?
Well, if Debbie's been 17, I must be 16.
No,
Okay,
I
so you
think
guys are-
you're newer than me or older than me, Kevin.
Hey, easy.
Yeah, that's why he said that. Okay, so
You're 18 years.
18 years, they're veterans. Do people present offers like this, Kevin?
No.
And so this is something you guys want to get a copy of this. Hopefully this is being recorded. Listen to it again and again. Watch it with your showing agents and learn to present your offers like this. I used to fear multiple offers. Now I eat them for breakfast. They were my favorite thing because the buyer's like, okay, we could throw money at it or we could give them free terms. I recommend free terms. Usually I'm the worst offer. And I would say to Kevin or Debbie, I go, you got 7 offers. How about you only counter me? No highest and best, no multiple offer counter. Just counter me. Because Kevin, I'm going to get you paid in 9 days, 12 days. Debbie, I'm going to get you paid. And the seller's going to get the proceeds in 9, 12 days. And they can move out 40 days from now, 45 days from now, rent free, secured, no security deposit. As is, I have the best terms. Nobody has a $50,000 earnest money deposit. We do. So don't get in bed with some agent you don't know from whatever company you don't know and have a nightmare escrow. Take all those offers. Here they are. Here they are, Kevin. They're right here. Here's the 7 offers you got. Stack them over here. Just counter me. I usually come in 25,000 under, 50,000 under, 100,000 under. I'm usually the worst offer price-wise with the best terms. I go, what if I were to match your best offer? If you're, I don't know your best offer, but let's say it's 10,000 over the asking price. So I match them with these terms. Would it be fair to say, Kevin and Debbie, that this would be the best offer with these kind of terms and the same price? Which would it be? Is that a fair thing?
I'd get on the phone call with you and just say, I love your terms. Can we talk about the offer? And then if you
Yeah.
said yes, I would send you a counter offer.
Yep. So I would say, so call your seller, see if they'll counter us at the price of your best offer. I'll take that to my buyer. If they'll pay it, good. But what I'm keeping my buyer from is covering their eyes and go highest and best. What's that mean? Explain to a buyer. It means what's the absolute maximum you would pay for this house? Well, I'd pay 50,000 over. Well, really? Because it turns out their best offer is only 10,000 over, and you would have burned $40,000. I always like to ask them, by the way, I get the amount. They go, yeah, we're 15,000 over. I go, if we matched it with these terms, would we be? Yeah, you would. Just counter us only. Come back, do an addendum, do a counter offer, not a multiple, just us. And by the way, I have these 35 listings, Kevin. I'm going to roll a red carpet out for you. You call me, I will fight to get your offer accepted. You have a new ally called Brent Gove. And I'm going to even make some of my properties, like, tell me where you're looking. I'll tell you where we got them coming online right now. And I could show you some of my listings further even in the MLS. Kevin, would that help you? Debbie, would that help you? See what you're doing? Agents don't talk to each other like this. They don't, and you should. And so they go, yeah. And I said, okay, so call your seller. Yeah, I called them. They said they do it. If you'll match 415, 515, 715, we'll take the deal. I said, okay, let me call my clients. Pitt, they'll do it if you come up to 15,000. I go, well, first of all, Pitt, what would you pay? We love it, man. We pay 750. I go, good. Good news is I just got it for you at 715. I'm holding the counter offer at 715. If you sign, it's done. I have it in your inbox. You just have to touch it, and we're in escrow. Oh my gosh! Boom! I go, Pitt, who just saved you $35,000? You did, Brent. Pitt, who do you love, baby? Who's your guy forever? You are, Brent. So I make my buyer love me forever. I turned Kevin and Debbie into a friend. Like, I don't know if I could do that. When you failed enough like I have, you'll be able to do this, Greg. Greg from LA. I remember you, Greg. How are you, buddy? Good to see you. And so here's the deal. This is exciting and fun if you want it to be. Anyways, I know I just stole maybe I can come back and do a traction talk. It's late. I went way over. It's 10:15, but I really want to give you some production juice. Don't be like everybody else. You just get thrown in the multiple counter offer box. Write every offer like there's 5 coming in. Well, there's no other offers. Trust me. You write some lame offer and then 2 or 3 offers come in and you get smoked. Write as if there's 5 offers coming in. And if they don't, what if they don't come in? Then the seller will drop the price $10,000, $20,000, $30,000. Because I don't go in full price. Like I said, I'm the worst offer and I have no fear of being the worst offer. I might write 3 offers on 3 different properties and I'll find the motivated seller and they counter us on, oh, we're good, we'll pass. Because really though, I found out one, they dropped 50 grand. They went from 700 to 650. When they were all 7, you couldn't tell, but that one at 650, man, we love it now. So don't be like everybody else. Be different. Think out of the box. And I hope you found this production training valuable. Watch this 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. Thank you, Rich. When Rich is applauding, I have done something worthy. He does not give out false praise. The rest of you suckers will clap for me. You love me, you'll clap. But when Rich claps, I have done something good. It's like Richard Branson getting the nod.
Yeah.
And so anybody have a question that is just like, I'm stuck. I don't understand what you're saying. I don't want to leave you anybody?